We are following a move by 9 Republican-controlled states asking a federal judge to shut down the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, also known as DACA.
Yeah, as we reported this week, the request led by Texas could leave nearly 600,000 young immigrants called Dreamers without work permits or protections against deportation. So CBS News reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez is here in Studio 57 with us, and he's following the story. We don't often get to have you here with us, so I'm glad. So give us tell us the details on this latest challenge to DACA.
Good morning, Anne-Marie and Janet. We know that this is now the biggest legal test that this Obama administration program will face. And that is because we now have a coalition of 9 Republican-led states led by the Texas Attorney General who are asking a federal court in Texas to declare this program unlawful and to shut it down completely over 2 years. The program has been operating in a limited way, but only to existing recipients. It has not allowed new applicants to enroll in the program because of different court rulings. So this request could eventually shut this program down. And unless Congress moves to legalize this population, these immigrants who arrived here as minors could face deportation to their home countries, and immediately they would lose their ability to work in the U.S. legally.
Yeah, so the next question was, what does this mean for them? So they could be deported right away. There are hundreds of thousands. I mean, how would something like that happen?
So they would not face imminent deportation because the Biden administration has prioritized the deportation of people with serious criminal convictions and recent border crossers, migrants who are recently arriving along the U.S.-Mexico border, but they would immediately lose their ability to work over 2 years. The problem here is that unless Congress places them on a pathway to U.S. citizenship, we will continue this legal back and forth. It really does seem like we get a competing court ruling on DACA every other year.
Yeah.
We saw the Supreme Court in 2020 uphold this program and block the Trump administration from dismantling it. But now we have a case over DACA's legality, and it could very well reach the Supreme Court later this year.
So then if it is struck down, is there anything the Biden administration can do, I don't know, policy-wise? I'm thinking about the recent change that, we talked about with the 30,000 immigrants from Haiti, Venezuela, and Cuba, how we sort of carved out a separate policy for them. Is there anything that could be done for these DACA recipients?
That's a critical question. Any ruling that strikes down DACA or that at least declares it unlawful will certainly be appealed by the Biden administration and New Jersey, which is also defending the legality of this program, but it will be appealed to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, another court that has already found that the program is illegal. So that's why I say that this will ultimately, I think, be decided by the Supreme Court. In terms of unilateral actions, they are limited for the Biden administration. They can issue a new policy to protect these immigrants from deportation, but it will be unlikely that they will have the legal authority to allow them to work in the U.S. And that's one of the biggest fears for DACA recipients and their advocates. They believe that such a move would be detrimental to the U.S. economy. Hundreds of thousands of people would be left unemployed and unable to work and provide for their families. So that is the biggest concern. And again, it would be, I think, at the service to our audiences if we did not underscore that when President Obama implemented this program in 2012, he conceded that it was a stopgap measure amid congressional inaction. The administration wanted to give Congress time to provide a permanent path to U.S. citizenship for this population, but that congressional inaction has continued. And right now, because of the divided Congress, I think any proposal to legalize them will face an uphill battle.
Yeah, now we have hundreds of thousands of people with an uncertain future.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Of course.